Welcome back. Yes, you're watching India Today and you're tuned into all the big developments coming in from Tamil Nadu after what happened last night. Now we are seeing Sasikala Natarajan, the lady of the movement, waving out to her supporters. In fact, we just received news a short while back, despite that explosive revolt being led by the caretaker Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam, Sasikala Natarajan speaking to her supporters, her MLAs, folding her hands, acknowledging their presence, now making her way perhaps to Jayalalitha's memorial. But for a confirmation of the same, I'm going to go straight across to Pramod Madhav. Pramod, tell us what really is going to be Sasikala Natarajan's plan now. The last time I spoke to you, you said that she was interacting with the MLAs where she said and asked them, in fact, not to go behind traitors, saying that no force can break the AIADMK. Take us through the visuals that we're seeing on our screens right now, Pramod.
Well, Avantika, I got to tell you that Marina has become a place of significance after Jayalalitha's being placed in there. For instance, we had a Jallikattu protest and then we had OPS, what he did yesterday, and right now there is a possibility for Sasikala to go there as well. Myself and my camera person were placed here by the crowd. We are not here on our own. What has occurred is that right now we have other MLAs who want to speak, and everybody here, after finishing this particular meeting, Sasikala left just a few minutes ago. She wants, the first initial report stated that she wants to go to Marina and to be in the front of Jayalalitha's memorial in a way of talking to her the same way like what OPS did yesterday. OPS gave an explanation that he was conducting a dhyana and talking to the soul of Jayalalitha. Possibly Sasikala would like to do that as well, because AIADMK is definitely in trouble for now, Avantika. Though the MLAs are with Sasikala, apparently what the party's general OPS has done has not gone well with any of the MLAs. In fact, a couple of them are having some kind of a change of the mind as well. That is what we are hearing now. This seems to be new, and that is the reason this MLA meeting was conducted on the first hand, and this is what is happening here, Avantika.
And she is ensuring to show off that strength, Pramod. Her proximity to Jayalalitha has already propelled her to the position of power that we see her today, but she's making no bones about the fact that she is the one who is holding the big card. She is the one who is in power with the way, she's presenting herself in front of the crowds, because after all, she was the very closest that anyone could have been to Jayalalitha.
Well, Avantika, I got to tell you that we had this response from inside Jayalalitha's memorial yesterday, where we met some people and we asked them, who would you choose if it is Amma or Chinnamma? And as we thought, the answer was Amma. But when we posted the question, who would they choose between Chinnamma or OPS? Well, it was surprising to see that many of the people who came to Jayalalitha's memorial said they would go for OPS because he was the one chosen by Jayalalitha as a political heir. Apparently, though Sasikala is maintained as, is known as, or we can say that the MLAs state that she is the political heir of Jayalalitha, we did not see her do any kind of movement that way. We did not see Jayalalitha give any kind of position to Avantika, nothing like that. But when it comes to OPS, he was made the chief minister twice. And that has been completely registered in the mind of the people of Tamil Nadu. Maybe that is a reflection what is happening over here. Even yesterday night when OPS came to the place and he left from Jayalalitha's memorial, we saw the same kind of sycophancy and the same kind of the way people used to greet Jayalalitha, which was missing almost for 2 months. We saw that yesterday. That occurred in Marina, and that seems to be has elevated the OPS to a different position right now, Avantika.
No, but tell me something, explain this for me, Pramod. Despite the rebellion around her, what is giving her that power, that strength, her presence in the party? Is it because she kept a very tight leash in Poise Garden? I mean, who would know Poise Garden better than Sasikala Natarajan? Or is it, the support that she enjoys from the MLAs? Does she actually have the numbers which is giving her this kind of confidence?
Well, Avantika, practically as you see the situation in AIDMK and Poets Garden, you see that the leaders, ministers and MLA are still behind her, and we have to say that, like, even though Shashikala is considered as a general secretary, some might call her the permanent general secretary, maybe the second one for AIDMK, the state is that there are certain leaders who hold the lead, MLAs together. For instance, we have Senkotayan, who holds a faction together. Thambidurai, the deputy speaker, who holds another one. Then we have also Edappadi Palaniswamy, who has a bigger fraction as well. In fact, it was said that Edappadi Palaniswamy might become the chief minister on December 5th instead of OPS, but the tide changed the other way. And these are the people who are still behind Shashikala, who is giving her, like what you said, the boost and the confidence to maintain the power and to become the chief minister. Well, the cards are still on her side. All the MLAs are on her side, and if the situation continues like this, it is possible for the governor to go ahead with the coronation and make her the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. But apparently, when we speak with some people over here, unofficially the authorities also stating that the DA case is going to be a big hindrance, and how the DA case is going to turn over, that would definitely make sure and predict how Shashikala's future is going to be in Tamil Nadu politics, Matika.
Absolutely. Sasikala Natarajan heading to Jayalalitha's memorial after interacting with her MLAs and asking them not to fall in the trap of what she calls traitors and not to break the AIADMK party. She's headed to the Jayalalitha memorial after O. Paneerselvam did the same, where he sat in meditation in front of the late Chief Minister's burial site at Marina Beach in Chennai. I'm going to now also show our viewers that exclusive chat that we had with the revolting caretaker Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam. This is what he had to say to senior journalist T.S. Sudhir.
With me is the man of the moment, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. O. Paneerselvam. My first question relates to the kind of support that you have. The information that we have is that you have only 3 MLAs at least visibly present. Where are the support or Shashikala camp has the maximum number of MLAs?
உறுதியாக மாண்புமிகு சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்கள் அனைவருடைய ஆதரவும் எனக்கு வந்து சேரும், உறுதியாக கிடைக்கும்.
They have told you that they will
come. Yes.
Which will be any numbers?
பேசிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். தொடர்ந்து ஒவ்வொருவராக பேசிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள்.
ஏதாவது நம்பர் சொல்ல முடியுமா?
அனைவரும் என்று சொன்னேன்.
Okay. The second question is, you have a beautiful smile, but your General Secretary V.K. Shashikala doesn't seem to like your smile. நீங்கள் DMK benches பார்த்துட்டு smile பண்ணேல். There is some conspiracy between the DMK and Paneerselvamனு சொல்றா. அது பத்தி நீங்க என்ன சொல்றீங்க?
ஏற்கனவே நான் இதற்கு உரிய விளக்கத்தினை ஏற்கனவே தந்திருக்கிறேன். மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர்கள் முதலமைச்சராக இருந்த பொழுது 2001-2006 காலகட்டத்தில் இந்த டேப்பில் அந்த பக்கம் எதிர்கட்சி, இந்த பக்கம் ஆளுங்கட்சி உட்கார்ந்திருப்பான். அம்மாவுக்கு அருகில் நான் இருந்தேன். அம்மா அவரோடு எதிர்கட்சியில் இருக்கின்ற அப்பொழுது சட்டமன்ற துணைத் தலைவர் இருந்த மாண்புமிகு அப்பொழுது உறுப்பினராக இருந்த துரைமுருகன் அவர்கள் கேசுவலாக அம்மாவிடம் சில கருத்துக்களை பரிமாறிக்கொள்வார்கள். மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர்களும் வேடிக்கையாக துரைமுருகனை பார்த்து, துரைமுருகன் நீங்கள் நடிகராக வந்தால் மிகப்பெரிய நடிகராக நீங்கள் வந்திருப்பீர்களே என்று சொன்ன பொழுது துரைமுருகன் அவர்களும் அம்மா அவர்கள் நாங்கள் என்ன வாதத்தை எடுத்து வைத்தாலும் உடனடியாக அதற்கு உரிய பதிலை ஃபிங்கர் டிப்ஸில் வச்சு நீங்கள் சொல்கிறீங்க, எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப பெருமையாக இருக்குமான்னு அவர் சொன்னார். அந்த மாதிரி கருத்துக்களை பரிமாறிக்கொள்வதில் எதிர்க்கட்சிக்கும் ஆளுங்கட்சிக்கும் மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர் ஒரு நல்ல நடைமுறையை அங்கே கடைபிடித்தார்.
Is there any DMK support for you? DMK support இருக்கா உங்களுக்கு?
DMK support அவர்கள் எதிர்க்கட்சி, நாங்கள் ஆளுங்கட்சி.
So there will be no truck between you and DMK?
No.
My last question relates to the hospitalization of Jayalalitha. You have said about any probe that could be ordered. Are you suspecting that she was perhaps poisoned or given the wrong medication?
உரிய விசாரணை கமிஷன் அமைக்கப்பட்டு அதன் மூலமாக நாம் உரிய தீர்ப்பை பெற்றால்தான் தமிழக மக்கள் நம்புவார்கள்.
So as Chief Minister, you will order a probe?
Yes, உறுதியாக.
You will order a probe?
Yes.
Okay. That was Mr. Paneerselvam. Thank you very much, sir, saying that they will order a probe into the circumstances in which former Chief Minister Jayalalitha passed away. This is T.S. Sudhir with camera person Daniel in Chennai for India Today.
We are going to go across to Pramod Madhav, who's inside Poise Garden. Would you believe that? Inside the residence of the late Chief Minister Jayalalitha. You know, Pramod, since yesterday, we have all been witness to the series of dramatic developments. But, you know, one thing that really one doesn't seem to understand, what led to the sudden volte-face? What led to O. Paneerselvam to raise this banner of revolt against Sasikala Natarajan? Why he didn't do the same when, you know, the Chief Minister expired, or why didn't he raise his voice? Because he himself tendered his resignations, and not just that, he himself suggested her name to the post of General Secretary.
Well, Amtika, I'm sorry that I have to tell you that even though I wish I want to be inside Poet Garden, right now I'm in the premises of AIADMK headquarters. And as you mentioned, everybody, not just you or me, everyone in Tamil Nadu is still wondering what happened, what was the reason that OPS acted that way. Maybe he has come to up that boiling point. But as I was there and I was able to hear him very closely, I could see that like the reasons he gave were pretty practical. He stated that when Jayalalitha passed away, these ministers, they came over to him and they asked him, they said that Jayalalitha wants him to continue as the chief minister, for which he said, like, you know, I have to think about it. Also, he gave us a new point stating that Jayalalitha, the minister said that Madhusudanan, the senior leader, should be made as a general secretary. And one by one, he started stating what was the reason, how R.B. Udayakumar, the revenue minister who was in his cabinet, spoke that Sasikala should be made the chief minister when he was working very well. That's what he said. Why should R.B. Udayakumar say that? He also said that he complained to the general secretary at that point, Sasikala, who said she will definitely take care of it. It is definitely noted. Not just that, he also mentioned that members of Sasikala's family have definitely involved themselves in AIADMK more than ever, and because of that, a lot of troubles are arising inside the AIADMK. This is the kind of information OPS gave yesterday and stunned entire Tamil Nadu. And finally, he said that if we asked him, will he take back his resignation, he said that if that is the wish of the people, he will definitely do that. And he gave that actual definite smile, which actually has urged Sasikala, because she gave that as a reason, stating that DMK's working president MK Stalin and OPS shared a smile, and that is how Sasikala knew that DMK is behind it. Now, Sir Stalin has also given a fitting reply stating that do not blame DMK. If you have the guts, give the answers to whatever questions OPS is putting forward, Avantika.
Absolutely. Editor Output India Today, Shiv Arur, is with us as well. And Shiv, do you think that the caretaker chief minister's call for a probe seems to have been triggered following what P.H. Pandian said along with his son Manoj Pandian yesterday when they made those sensational disclosures? Before I come to you, we're going to go straight across to Sasikala Natarajan, who's speaking currently. Okay, we're just going to fix the audio. Sasikala Natarajan speaking. I'm still not sure as to where exactly is she speaking, but we're just trying to fix the audio. But this is a big development coming in. We just saw Sasikala Natarajan perhaps leaving for Jayalalitha's memorial yesterday. In fact, we saw how the Tamil Nadu caretaker chief minister was sitting in meditation for more than about 30 minutes, following which he dropped that bombshell. He was seen sitting in meditation. He was seen crying, wiping his tears in front of the late chief minister's burial site at Marina Beach. And following that, he made those startling claims where he said that he was forced, he was in fact coerced to tender his resignation. And he also mentioned in the same breath that if the cadre wants, he will withdraw that resignation. And he spoke exclusively to senior journalist T.S. Sudhir, where he completely denied all those talks, all those rumors about a possible alliance or possible help that he is receiving from the DMK DMK. I'm going to go back now to editor Output India Today, Shiv Arur. Shiv, I was just talking to Pramod about this sudden volte-face on behalf of O. Paneerselvam, but I also want to ask you about Sasikala Natarajan, who's who's a very strong woman, and she's also keeping her flock together. She's known to be extremely close to all the people who have been in Poise Garden. Where is she deriving her strength from as she flaunts her strength around as well?
Good question. I think the strength that Sasikala derives, at least for the moment, is a semblance of, what we can describe as mostly unity among the MLAs of the AIA-DMK who've all flocked behind her, Avantika. Remember that the AIA-DMK is a no-nonsense kind of party. There's no democracy in it, Avantika. There's a general and there are soldiers. The manner in which Jayalalitha ran it is the brand of leadership that Sasikala perhaps expects from, the cadres as well as the MLAs and other leaders within the AIA-DMK. So, having seen the kind of leadership that her mentor Jayalalitha provided, perhaps she expects that and draws some kind of comfort and strength from the fact that at least for the moment there is a semblance of mostly unity among the MLAs behind her. But remember, on the other side, not very far from where I'm standing, just a short while ago, O. Paneerselvam, the caretaker chief minister, just told senior journalist T.S. Sudhir that all of those MLAs are in touch with him and that 50 MLAs are definitely already on his side and will give him their direct support. So you've got a strange situation where these MLAs are suddenly probably the country's most valuable MLAs because they've been smiling, they've not been answering questions. All of them have attended that meeting at the AIA-DMK headquarters, but nobody knows really where they stand. Has there been a resolution where they've, put in affidavits claiming their support for Sasikala? That was expected, but that hasn't happened just yet. Which is why you saw Sasikala say, don't go behind any traitors, stick together, somebody's trying to divide us, there is a traitor out there, but stick together, our strength is in numbers. So both Paneerselvam as well as Sasikala clearly recognize that their strength is these MLAs. Let's cut out all the other stuff, Avantika. At the end of the day, support, perception, politics, symbolism, imagery are all hugely important, for a politician. End of the day, it's mathematics, simple mathematics. And that's why these MLAs are where both these leaders have to accept their strength really lies.
Absolutely. Sasikala Natarajan, Shiv, seems to have learned the ways under Jayalalitha's tutelage. It seems, Jayalalitha may have kept her party MLAs on a very tight leash, but that seems to be a thing of the past now, Shiv. It's no longer a matter of, the general and soldiers. Here, I wonder how many generals are there in the party now?
Excellent observation, and we've been speaking to local journalists, Avantika, people who've been covering AIA-DMK governments, their brand of politics and leadership for decades together, and I can't even imagine what it must be like for some of these journalists. They're simply not used to this kind of thing. Having MLAs stop their cars and give sound bites, react on camera, press conferences, by the dozen every single day. It's like being on another planet for many journalists who've been covering the AIA-DMK. I can tell you that access to these people, journalists being ushered into the Chief Minister's house, for these serial interviews, Sasikala speaking to the press at her gate, then speaking, at the Jaya Samadhi in a short while from now. This is all very alien, to the people here. As it is alien to both Mr. Paneerselvam as well as Sasikala. They are not public creatures. They don't like the spotlight. They've lived their life, made their bones, made their reputations virtually in the shadows. Paneerselvam on the sidelines of mainstream politics and Sasikala in the shadow of someone larger than life like Jayalalitha herself. So let's make no mistake. Things are totally different, both for people observing these politics, but no greater change than these politicians themselves. They both are totally out of their comfort zones.
True, absolutely. And Shiv, if I'm not wrong, Shashikala Pushpa following the Shashikala Natarajan following the death of Jayalalitha seems to have changed the rules of the game altogether, because the General Secretary, they appointed her as the General Secretary, and that's when Shashikala Pushpa said that everything was done against the party bylaws. So she obviously, Shashikala Natarajan, was clearly in a very powerful position, holding on to those very big cards following the demise of the late Chief Minister.
You know, the interesting point that you've raised is something that not a lot of people have touched upon, Avantika, and that is the fact that even within the AIA-DMK, a lot of people consider Sasikala, a kind of very nebulous, cloudy, shadowy figure. It's not like the AIA-DMK, nobody knows Sasikala. Even within the AIA-DMK, nobody knows Sasikala.
Shiv, Sasikala Natarajan is speaking at this point. If I may just interrupt, we'll just go straight across to Sasikala Natarajan, who's speaking.
இத்தனை நாட்கள் வராத எதிர்ப்பு நம் எதிரிகளிடமிருந்து புறப்படுகிறது என்றால் என்ன அர்த்தம்? நம் எதிரிகள் விரும்பாதது இங்கு நடக்கிறது. அதனால்தான் இந்த சலசலப்பு. இதற்கெல்லாம் அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகமும் அஞ்சாது, நானும் அஞ்ச மாட்டேன். அம்மாவின் கனவுகளும் அவர் இதயத்தில் தாங்கிய கனவும் என்றும் நம்மிடம் இருக்க வேண்டும். அவை நிறைவேற்றப்பட வேண்டும். எந்த சக்தியாலும் அதை தடுக்க முடியாது. காரணம், அம்மா என்கிற சக்தி நம்மிடம் உண்டு. கடந்த 5ஆம் தேதி நடந்த சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களின் கூட்டம் என்பது ரகசிய கூட்டம் அல்ல. அது பத்திரிகைகளிலும் ஊடகங்களிலும் வெளிவந்த செய்திதான். அது கடைசி நேரத்தில் தான் தனக்கு தெரிய வந்தது என்பது போன்ற திரு ஓ பன்னீர்செல்வத்தின் பேச்சை யாரும் நம்ப மாட்டார்கள். கட்டாயப்படுத்தினார்கள் என்கிறார். என்னை சட்டமன்ற குழு தலைவராக முன்மொழிந்தவர் என் அருகில் அமர்ந்து உரையாடிக் கொண்டுதான் இருந்தார். 48 மணி நேரம் கழித்து ஒரு பொய்யை சொல்கிறார் என்றால், அம்மா அவர்களை அழிக்க துடித்த திமுகவுடன் கழகத்திற்கு கேட்டையும் நாசத்தையும் விளைவித்த திமுகவுடனான அவரின் செயல்கள், அம்மா எதற்காக போராடினாரோ, கடைக்கோடி தொண்டர்கள் எதற்காக போராடினார்களோ அதனை ஈடேற்றும் விதத்தில் அமைந்திடவில்லை. அம்மா இல்லாத இந்த நேரத்தில் முதலமைச்சர் பதவியில் அமர்ந்து விட்டதால் அம்மா வகுத்த பாதையிலிருந்து விலகிட முடியாது. இங்கு முதலமைச்சர் என்கிற சொல்லை காட்டிலும் அம்மா என்கிற சொல்லுக்கு மதிப்பு அதிகம்.
This is Sasikala Natarajan speaking to the MLAs of the AIA-DMK, basically in an overt effort to keep the flock together. She is talking to them and ordering them not to pay attention or go behind any traitors, and to stick together, to keep the flock together, because that is the only way in which Amma's legacy can be taken forward. She says that each one of them has a duty in them professionally to take forward the legacy and the good work of former Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha, the former Chief Minister as well as head of the AIA-DMK. And she says there are divisive forces trying to divide the party, but that the MLAs should not be paying any attention to these attempts to divide the party. She's basically taking forward what several AIA-DMK spokespersons have labelled Mr. Paneerselvam as a backstabber, an opportunist, a person who has just chosen this kind of timing because he has seen his power really slipping away, and that there is an unseen hand, which Sasikala described as the DMK yesterday when she spoke to journalists, behind the sudden strength and muscle of O. Paneerselvam. So Avantika, what you've got right now is Sasikala giving it back in a very stern manner to O. Paneerselvam. She wasn't expecting the protest samadhi that took place yesterday at the Marina Beach. But this is a clear message from Sasikala saying traitors are trying to damage the party, but that unity will keep us together. The memories of Amma, the memories of MG Ramachandran will always be the guiding principle as far as the AIADMK is concerned. As long as the MLAs consider the legacy of Amma, they will never have a doubt in their minds about what their work needs to do and what decision they really need to do taking forward, going forward. So this is a big message once again to O. Paneerselvam, and we await another reply from him. Remember, since yesterday, it's been back and forth between Paneerselvam and Sasikala. Let's listen in.
அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தின் விரோதிகள் வரிந்துகட்டு வருகிறார்கள். துரோகத்தின் வடிவத்திலும் வருகிறார்கள். கழகம் அதற்கு அஞ்சாது. நம் புரட்சி தலைவர் அவர்கள் சொன்னது போல அச்சம் என்பது மடமை, அஞ்சாமை திராவிடர் உடைமை, ஆறிலும் சாவு நூறிலும் சாவு. என்பதை மனதில் நிறுத்தி நம் தாய் கட்டி காத்த கழகத்தை பாதுகாப்பது நமது கடமை. துரோகமும் விரோதமும் கைகோர்த்து வந்தாலும் அவை தோற்று ஓடும். தோற்க வைப்போம். இது சத்தியம். நம் புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா மீது சத்தியம் என்று கூறி அண்ணா நாம் வாழ்க, புரட்சி தலைவர் நாம் வாழ்க, புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா அவர்களின் புகழ் என்றென்று ஓங்குக. நன்றி, வணக்கம். என் தாயாய், என் இதயமாய், என் தெய்வமாய் திகழும் அம்மா அவர்களை வணங்குகிறேன். 33 ஆண்டு காலங்களில் எத்தனையோ நிகழ்வுகள், எத்தனையோ அதிர்ச்சிகள், மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர்களை நோக்கி வந்த பல துரோகங்களை அம்மா அவர்களோடு இணைந்து நானும் அவற்றை சந்தித்து இருக்கிறேன். அதையெல்லாம் வென்றும் இருக்கிறோம். இதையும் வெல்வோம். அம்மா அவர்கள் மறைந்த போது இந்த கழக குடும்பத்தில் கழகம் வராதா என்று நீ வைத்து காத்திருந்தார்கள். எதுவும் நடக்கவில்லை. அம்மா கட்டி காத்த குடும்பத்தில் அன்புதான் மேலோங்கி நின்றது. கட்டுப்பாடுதான் ஓங்கி நின்றது. திமுகவின் சதி திட்டத்திற்கு பலர் துணை போனார்கள். பலர் புழுதிவாரி தூற்றினார்கள். இப்போது ஒருவர் அம்மா அவர்களின் மறைவின் போது நான் எடுத்த முடிவு அவர் முதல்வராக தொடர வேண்டும் என்று. அப்போது பலரும் திரு ஓ. பன்னீர்செல்வம் உட்பட என்னை பொறுப்பேற்க சொல்லி நிர்பந்தம் செய்தார். அப்போது எதையும் ஏற்கும் மனநிலையில் நான் இல்லை. அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் அன்று பிளவுபட்ட நிலையில் மாற்று அணியில் இருந்து அவர் செய்த செயல்களை எல்லாம் கருணை உள்ளத்தோடு மன்னித்துதான் நம் அம்மா அவர்கள் அவருக்கு வாய்ப்பு வழங்கினார்கள். பல முறை அந்த வாய்ப்பை பெற்றார். அந்த வழியில்தான் நானும் செயல்பட்டேன். ஆனால் அதன் பின்னால் நடைபெற்ற நிகழ்வுகள் அனைத்தையும் நான் உற்று நோக்கிய நிலையில் சட்டமன்ற நிறைவுகளில் அம்மா அவர்களை அழிக்க துடித்த திமுகவுடன் கழகத்திற்கு கேட்டையும் நாசத்தையும் விளைவித்த திமுகவுடனான அவரின் செயல்கள் அம்மா எதற்காக போராடினாரோ, கடைக்கோடி தொண்டர்கள் எதற்காக போராடினார்களோ அதனை ஈடேற்றும் விதத்தில் அமைந்திடவில்லை. அம்மா இல்லாத இந்த நேரத்தில் முதலமைச்சர் பதவியில் அமர்ந்து விட்டதால் அம்மா வகுத்த பாதையிலிருந்து விலகிட முடியாது. இங்கு முதலமைச்சர் என்கிற சொல்லை காட்டிலும் அம்மா என்கிற சொல்லுக்கு மதிப்பு அதிகம். அம்மா அவர்களின் கனவுதான் நம் பார்வை. நான் அன்றே சொன்னேன், அம்மா அவர்களின் வழியில்தான் நம் பாதை, அவர் காட்டிய பாதையில்தான் நமது பயணம் என்பதை சொன்னேன். இதை தாண்டி யார் நடந்தாலும் நடித்தாலும் அந்த தடையை, நடையை, நடிப்பை அனைத்திந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் கண்டுபிடித்துவிடும். இத்தனை நாட்கள் வராத எதிர்ப்பு நம் எதிரிகளிடமிருந்து புறப்படுகிறது என்றால் என்ன அர்த்தம்? நம் எதிரிகள் விரும்பாதது இங்கு நடக்கிறது. அதனால்தான் இந்த சலசலப்பு. இதற்கெல்லாம் அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகமும் அஞ்சாது, நானும் அஞ்ச மாட்டேன். அம்மாவின் கனவுகளும் அவர் இதயத்தில் தாங்கிய கனவும் என்றும் நம்மிடம் இருக்க வேண்டும். அவை நிறைவேற்றப்பட வேண்டும். எந்த சக்தியாலும் அதை தடுக்க முடியாது. காரணம், அம்மா என்கிற சக்தி நம்மிடம் உண்டு. கடந்த 5ஆம் தேதி நடந்த சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களின் கூட்டம் என்பது ரகசிய கூட்டம் அல்ல. அது பத்திரிகைகளிலும் ஊடகங்களிலும் வெளிவந்த செய்திதான். அது கடைசி நேரத்தில் தான் தனக்கு தெரிய வந்தது என்பது போன்ற திரு ஓ பன்னீர்செல்வத்தின் பேச்சை யாரும் நம்ப மாட்டார்கள். கட்டாயப்படுத்தினார்கள் என்கிறார். என்னை சட்டமன்ற குழு தலைவராக முன்மொழிந்தவர் என் அருகில் அமர்ந்து உரையாடி கொண்டுதான் இருந்தார். 48 மணி நேரம் கழித்து ஒரு பொய்யை சொல்கிறார் என்றால் அந்த இடைப்பட்ட நேரத்தில் நடந்தது என்ன? யார் யாருடன் ஆலோசித்தார்? திமுகவை சேர்ந்த துரைமுருகன் சட்டமன்றத்தில் பேசியது போல் கருத்து வேறு வகையிலும் பரிமாறப்பட்டதா? ஆசை காட்டப்பட்டதா? தமிழ்நாடு சட்டமன்ற பேரவை திரு ஓ பன்னீர்செல்வத்தை ஆதரித்து துரைமுருகன் பேசும்போது அதற்கு எந்தவித கருத்தையும் தெரிவிக்காமல் அப்போதே திரு ஓ பன்னீர்செல்வம் மௌனம் காத்த செயல் அவர் திமுகவில் ஐக்கியமாகிவிட்டதை என்னால் நன்கு உணர முடிந்தது. அவரின் இந்த செயலால் அமைச்சர்கள் உள்ளிட்ட சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்கள் மிகுந்த கொதிப்படைந்தனர். அவருக்கு நெருடல் ஏற்படும் வகையில் அமைச்சர்களும் கழகத்தினரும் கருத்து தெரிவித்த வேளையில் என்னிடம் அதை அவர் சொன்னபோது அதற்கு உரிய மதிப்பளித்து அமைச்சர்களிடமும் சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களிடமும் மற்ற கழகத்தினரிடமும் அவ்வாறு கருத்து சொல்ல வேண்டாம் என்று நான் கண்டித்தேன். திரு ஓ பன்னீர்செல்வம் கருத்துக்கு உரிய முக்கியத்துவத்தை வழங்கினேன். ஆனால் சட்டமன்றத்தில் திமுக மற்றும் முதல்வர் ஆகியோருக்கு இடையேயான வார்த்தை பரிமாற்றங்களில் இருந்த உள்ளர்த்தம் எனக்கு புரியாமல் இல்லை. அது அடுத்த கட்டத்தை நோக்கி செல்லாமல் தடுப்பதுதான் ஒரு பொதுச் செயலாளரான என்னுடைய கடமை. குழப்பத்தை ஏற்படுத்த திமுக எடுத்த முயற்சி இது என்பதை நேற்று பேட்டி கொடுத்த ஸ்டாலினின் அளவு கடந்த மகிழ்ச்சி அதை உண்மையாக்கிவிட்டது. துரோகங்கள் ஒருபோதும் வென்றது கிடையாது. அதுவும் அனைத்திந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தை என்றும் வெல்லவே முடியாது. இத்தனை காலம் அம்மாவிற்காக வாழ்ந்தேன். இனி அம்மா அவர்களின் கனவுகளுக்காக வாழ்வேன். அதே முறையைத்தான் நீங்களும் எடுத்துள்ளீர்கள். இந்த லட்சிய பயணத்தில் என்னோடு பயணிக்கும் அம்மாவின் பிள்ளைகளாகிய உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என் வாழ்த்துக்கள். நம் எதிரிகள் அவர்களின் சுயரூபத்தை காட்டுகிறார்கள். நாம் யார் என்று அவர்களுக்கு நிரூபித்து காட்டுவோம். நம்மை பிரிக்கும் சக்தி, நம்மை பிரிக்கும் ஆற்றல் யாருக்கும் இல்லை. மக்கள் மத்தியில் எழுப்பப்படும் குழப்பங்களை உரிய நேரத்தில் நான் தீர்த்து வைப்பேன். அனைத்திந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தின் விரோதிகள் வரிந்து கட்டு வருகிறார்கள். துரோகத்தின் வடிவத்திலும் வருகிறார்கள். கழகம் அதற்கு அஞ்சாது. நம் புரட்சி தலைவர் அவர்கள் சொன்னது போல, அச்சம் என்பது மடமை, அஞ்சாமை திராவிடர் உடைமை, ஆறிலும் சாவு நூறிலும் சாவு. என்பதை மனதில் நிறுத்தி நம் தாய் கட்டி காத்த கழகத்தை பாதுகாப்பது நமது கடமை. துரோகமும் விரோதமும் கைகோர்த்து வந்தாலும் அவை தோற்று ஓடும். தோற்க வைப்போம். இது சத்தியம். நம் புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா மீது சத்தியம் என்று கூறி, அண்ணா நாம் வாழ்க, புரட்சி தலைவர் நாம் வாழ்க, புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா அவர்களின் புகழ் என்றென்றும் ஓங்குக. நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Okay, a very long, detailed, power-packed speech there being given by Sasikala Natarajan, where in a nutshell she said that neither the AIADMK nor will I be cowed down. She has accused O. Paneerselvam of indulging in anti-party activities and accusing him of joining forces with the DMK. Let's go straight across now to editor output Shiv Arur joining us from Chennai. In fact, he's been there since yesterday. Shiv, yesterday we were talking about how O. Paneerselvam seems to have come into his own, seems to have, emerged from the shadows of the late Chief Minister. But look at Sasikala Natarajan. She's also giving him a tough fight, refusing to back down and assuring her party cadres, her supporters, that she's here to stay for the long run.
That's right, Avantika, and what she's basically done is label O. Paneerselvam a traitor. She's used the Tamil word for traitor more than once. She's talked about how wave after wave of the enemies of the AIADMK have been trying to mount attacks. But she also says that history has shown that the enemies of the AIADMK have never been successful. She also makes another point, saying the legacy of Amma is the only guiding principle and nothing else. No other individual ambitions, no other individual, compelling factors will ever guide the motions of the AIADMK. It will always be the legacy and memory of Jayalalitha that will be a guiding factor as far as the party is concerned and the administration is concerned. and that no individuals, including people like Paneer Selvam, can ever stake a claim, to represent that legacy going forward. Now, the interesting thing about all of this, of course, is this is only the latest in what has been a near non-stop back and forth between O. Paneer Selvam. He started it yesterday near about 9 p.m. from the Jayalalitha Samadhi on Marina Beach. Sasikala responded, and after that there has been a press conference, there have been sound bites, there have been interviews, and now this speech by Sasikala. We're wondering whether Sasikala will have a press conference and actually about many of the things. She hasn't, a lot of people will be wondering what Sasikala thinks about the most controversial aspect of what Paneer Selvam said. The fact that he plans to order a sitting judge investigation into the circumstances surrounding Jayalalitha's death, because the implication there by Paneer Selvam and several others is that Sasikala somehow had a hand in it, or was negligent, or directly responsible. You've had chants of Sasikala murderer when Paneer Selvam was sitting on that meditation yesterday at the Jayalalitha Samadhi. So let's be very clear about what the other person is being accused of. He's being accused of being a traitor, and he's accusing her of being practically a murderer responsible for the death of Jayalalitha. So this is the completely fangs and claws completely bared, and it's only the explicit words that are not being used to describe each other.
But Shiv, what I notice is that when she formally took over the AIADMK, when she was appointed as the General Secretary, during that speech she got very emotional. She broke down. In fact, she even said that for her it was only Amma, for Amma it was only her party. I didn't see any of that happening today. What do you make of the tone and tenor of her speech? It was very curt, very firm and terse. I was seeing a very different Sasikala Natarajan, and correct me if I'm wrong in my observation.
I think you're absolutely right. There was none of that soft, sort of emotion that she's shown on 3 occasions since the death of Jayalalitha. On the day of her funeral, a few days later when she addressed her MLAs, and the third time was at the India Today South Conclave, where she broke down during, a photo exhibition of Jayalalitha. None of that emotion was on display today. What you saw today was a very firm, very stern, you're right. Even if I could, I would dare use the word, even a kind of angry Sasikala actually taking the stage and addressing her MLAs. Because let's never try to exaggerate what she will be going through right now. She feels like here is a person who has dared to question her. A person, who has, developed in the shadow of Jayalalitha, probably expects the same kind of treatment. Brooks no dissent, cannot even fathom someone questioning her decisions. Therefore, people like Pandyan, people like others, and now Paneer Selvam coming out and questioning her rise, questioning her status as General Secretary of the AIADMK, and making all sorts of allegations against her, must have made her extremely angry and uncomfortable. And that's why you're not seeing emotion, you're seeing more of a kind of fury as far as Sasikala is concerned. And I think that's going to be the governing emotion going forward as well.
Defiant Sasikala Natarajan giving a very long, detailed speech to the AIADMK cadre, ordering them not to fall into the trap of what she called divisive forces at play, ordering them not to fall behind traitors, and urging them, in fact, to remain focused, to carry on the good work, to carry on the legacy of the late Chief Minister Jayalalitha. In fact, what we're going to do is also play out that exclusive interview that senior journalist T.S. Sudhir did with O. Paneer Selvam, and this is what he had to say a short while back.
With me is the man of the moment, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. O. Paneer Selvam. My first question relates to the kind of support that you have. The information that we have is that you have only 3 MLAs at least visibly present. Where are the support or Sasikala camp has the maximum number of MLAs?
மாண்புமிகு சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்கள் அனைவருடைய ஆதரவும் எனக்கு வந்து சேரும், உறுதியாக கிடைக்கும்.
They have told you that they will come.
Yes.
Which will be any numbers?
பேசிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள்.
நம்பர்
தொடர்ந்து ஒருவராக பேசிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள்.
அல்ல நம்பர் சொல்ல முடியுமா?
அனைவரும் என்று சொன்னேன்.
Okay. The second question is, you have a beautiful smile, but your General Secretary V.K. Sasikala doesn't seem to like your smile. நீங்கள் DMK benches பார்த்துட்டு smile பண்ணேல். There is some conspiracy between the DMK and Paneer Selvam னு சொல்றா. அது பத்தி நீங்க என்ன சொல்றீங்க?
ஏற்கனவே நான் இதற்கு உரிய விளக்கத்தினை ஏற்கனவே தந்திருக்கிறேன். மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர்கள் முதலமைச்சராக இருந்த பொழுது 2001-2006 காலகட்டத்தில் இந்த டேப்பில் அந்த பக்கம் வந்து எதிர்கட்சி, இந்த பக்கம் வந்து ஆளுங்கட்சி உட்கார்ந்துருப்போம். அம்மாவுக்கு அருகில் நான் இருந்தேன். அம்மா அவர்களோடு எதிர்கட்சியில் இருக்கின்ற அப்பொழுது சட்டமன்ற துணைத் தலைவர் இருந்த மாண்புமிகு அப்பொழுது உறுப்பினராக இருந்த துரைமுருகன் அவர்கள் கேசுவலாக அம்மாவிடம் சில கருத்துக்களை பரிமாறிக்கொள்வார்கள். மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர்களும் வேடிக்கையாக துரைமுருகனை பார்த்து, துரைமுருகன் நீங்கள் நடிகராக வந்தால் மிகப்பெரிய நடிகராக நீங்கள் வந்திருப்பீர்களே என்று சொன்ன பொழுது துரைமுருகன் அவர்களும் அம்மா அவர்கள் நாங்கள் என்ன வாதத்தை எடுத்து வைத்தாலும் உடனடியாக அதற்கு உரிய பதிலை ஃபிங்கர் டிப்ஸில் வச்சு நீங்கள் சொல்கிறீங்க, எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப பெருமையாக இருக்குமான்னு அவர் சொன்னார். அந்த மாதிரி கருத்துக்களை பரிமாறிக்கொள்வதில் எதிர்க்கட்சிக்கும் ஆளுங்கட்சிக்கும் மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர் ஒரு நல்ல நடைமுறையை அங்கே கடைபிடித்தார்.
Is there any DMK support for you? DMK support இருக்கா உங்களுக்கு?
டிஎம்கே சப்போர்ட் அவர்கள் எதிர்க்கட்சி, நாங்கள் ஆளுங்கட்சி.
So there will be no truck between you and DMK.
No.
My last question relates to the hospitalization of Jayalalitha. You have you have said about any probe that could be ordered. Are you suspecting that she was perhaps poisoned or given the wrong medication?
உரிய விசாரணை கமிஷன் அமைக்கப்பட்டு அதன் மூலமாக நாம் உரிய தீர்ப்பை பெற்றால்தான் தமிழக மக்கள் நம்புவார்கள்.
So as Chief Minister, you will order a probe?
Yes, உறுதியாக.
You will order a probe?
Yes.
Okay. That was Mr. Paneerselvam. Thank you very much, sir, saying that they will order a probe into the circumstances in which former Chief Minister Jayalalitha passed away. This is T.S. Sudhir with camera person Daniel in Chennai for India Today.
Now we're getting in some breaking bit of news that 129 AIA-DMK MLAs in fact attended today's meeting at the AIA-DMK headquarters. Remember, that was the news that we broke to you a short while back, where Sasikala Natarajan took the opportunity, took the time out to speak to our MLAs, reassuring them and also urging them, in fact ordering them not to fall behind traitors, not to fall into their trap. The MLAs, what we hear, have submitted their support through a letter to Sasikala Natarajan. But for more details, I'm going to go straight across to Pramod Madhav, who's tracking the situation very closely outside the AIA-DMK headquarters. Pramod, so is that the number? 129 MLAs, in attendance when Sasikala Natarajan was speaking to them?
Well, that is a definite number for now, Avantika. Totally, the 131 was supposed to be present there, as OPS was we know that he was not going to be there, and two more MLAs have even extended their support towards him. What has happened is that instead of 131, 129 were there, and two MLAs by name Manu Ranjiram and Tamimul Ansari have given their support letter to her, stating that they were unable to be there because due to some certain personal reasons. So following having 129 MLAs inside the place, the meeting started. Sasikala went on and she went for almost 11 minutes of speech, and she ended with, as I mentioned earlier, Acham and Brother Madameda, a very, very song filled with legacy of Dravidian culture, and that's how she finished it. We saw the MLAs leaving the building as well. We could see a sense of content stating that, okay, their leader knows what he's doing, and definitely they can go ahead with the plans they had already made, even though they had a major backfire after what OPS had done yesterday, Avantika.
So out of 235, if you're saying, Pramod, just explain this to us. Explain to us the number game. How significant is this bit of news that there were about 129 MLAs present during that personal interaction she had with them?
Well, for the whole of Tamil Nadu, the constituency number is 234, and AIDMK won in 136 constituencies, of which one is the speaker, so we have to negate him. And unfortunately, the former Chief Minister Jayalalitha passed away, which brought the number to 134. And unfortunate for AIDMK, two members have sided with O. Paneerselvam, which brought the number to 131, of which 129 were present here, which is still a very significant number, because ADMK only has 84 members of the Legislative Assembly. The 134, if they are going to stick together like the way Sasikala had asked them, saying not to follow traitors and stick together, we have to see to that the parties remain together, united. They definitely can go ahead and make Sasikala as the legislative party leader and the upcoming Chief Minister of the state, Avantika.
Absolutely. Very interesting bit of news coming in there about the number of MLAs who were present when Sasikala Natarajan was speaking to them. I'm just quickly going to recap what she actually said. Basically, she said that, she accused the caretaker chief minister of being a traitor. She, in fact, ordered the MLAs, her supporters, to continue the good work of the late chief minister and of MGR. She even ordered the MLAs and the supporters not to fall into the trap of the so-called traitors, and that is the clear message that she sent out during the interaction.